Welcome, everybody, to the Really 007 podcast. I'm Tom Pickup, and we're here for this special interview with Julie T. Wallace, who you can see is here with us. And, of course, she played Rosika Miklos, hope I've pronounced that right, in one of our favourite Bond films, The Living Daylights. Absolutely love The Living Daylights. Yes. So you can watch all our interviews. We've got quite a few now on our YouTube channel, and you can listen to them as well on iTunes and Spotify. So just search for Really 007 Pod. Do subscribe as well and leave us a nice review, because that sort of helps us boost up the rankings, so to speak. We're also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and you can find daily interaction from Bond fans all over the world and people like Julie, actually, which is a great way to meet new Bond fans as well. But yes, with me today, I have esteemed Really 007 contributors. I've got my brother Matthew here.
Hello.
I've got John Kell down there.
Hello.
Hello. And I've got Chris Goldie up there.
Hello.
Hello.
I've done it. I've got it. Oh, sorry.
You've got it. You can see us all.
I've got a gallery.
Yeah.
Well done.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you know which I'm talking about now, where I'm pointing to? Right.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to start interrupting now. Christopher Goldie, what is that painting behind your left ear?
Oh.
The sexy lady holding a fish in one hand and a jug of wine in the other. I don't think she's got a name. It's charity shop, fine.
Okay, just let's get rid of him. Carry on.
I thought you were going to say you love it. Right.
Listen, I watch Fake or Fortune, but go on.
Fake or Fortune. Anyway, yes, so Julie here has worked her way from theatre to film and television roles, and she earned a BAFTA nomination for her performance in The Life and Loves from a She-Devil. And, of course, that's a role which she continues to be very, very fondly remembered for. She then went on to appear on, various films, Hollywood films, British films, and including The Fifth Element as an example, and also some of our best-loved TV shows. And I'm sure John has seen most of those, the likes of Heartbeat, I think. Is that one of them? And yeah.
After the Summer Wine?
After the Summer Wine, yeah. Brilliant. But, of course, we know her best for her wonderful part in The Living Daylights, and she was Bond's contact at the Trans-Siberian Pipeline in Bratislava. So, yes, Julie, before we get on to Bond, just tell us a bit about your journey from a young aspiring actress growing up.
To what? To the Bond?
Well, just how did you get into acting in the first place?
My mum and dad were both in TV. My dad was big in films, and my mum did a lot in television. So I always knew I wanted to act, except when I was between the ages of 8 and 9, when one of my best friends, called Jacqueline Payne, was going to be a doctor. And she was younger than me, but I really admired her. So I thought, well, let's forget about acting. Let's just become a doctor instead. Then I realised that to be a doctor takes a lot of work. So I went for the easy option of the acting option. I think going back to Living Daylights, I think for me it was such fun. It was the most fun to get that part, because it was just the most bizarre time. I'd just done She-Devil, and I don't think the first episode had aired, but I got a call from my lovely agent Annette saying, "Oh, Julie, they want you for a Bond girl."
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just went, yeah, what? And I remember I've just played this 6'2", 4 hairy mould, whatever, and I thought, no. Anyway, I went along to the audition at is it Eon Productions in North Audley Street or somewhere near there, and my mum drove me, and it kept saying Bond girl. I think back in the day, not now, it's you're a Bond girl or not, because they didn't really have many good female roles that were intelligent and helped Bond. So I thought, well, I'll go for a Bond girl, but it must be wrong. So I arrive and I walk into the sort of room, and there are these most beautiful female individuals. Oh my God, they were absolutely stunning. And immediately I went, there's something not quite right. Am I delivering a letter or something? Anyway, before that, I'd learned that I'd got the script, and she had to speak Russian / Bratislavian. So I'd gone over to the Russian embassy down Kensington Walk. I mean, back in those days, you could rock up and say, "Here, can you say this in Russian down my tape recorder?" So I did that. And of course, I went outside to check that I'd got it on my cassette, probably way before your time. And of course, when I went outside and pressed to play, I just heard... Because, of course, like any good embassy, even though I was only in like the front parlour bit, they put an Edison... Is it Edison cage? What's it called? You know, when Faraday's cage.
Yeah.
So there was no cage. I couldn't record anything, so that was quite fun. But when I arrived, the lovely John Glenn, who I know you've spoken to, and yeah, but he's like that in real life too. You know, he's just a gentle soul, and he was there, so he talked to me, and I didn't quite know who he was at that point. So he talked to me, and then there was a little man, looked like Yodai, who had a walking stick between his legs and was sort of kneeling on this walking stick. I don't know who he was. I have no idea. Who's this bloody Yodai sat in the corner? Yeah?
Still don't know who he is.
Say again?
Do you know who he is now?
Oh, well, you're not going to know in a minute. Win the punchline, love. Anyway. I do the interview, and Yodai turns out to be Cubby, of course. And he just looks at me and says, "Can you stand up? And can you do a Russian accent?" And I said, "Yes, I can even speak Russian." God. And I got someone else to record, and I lent verbatim what I thought was Russian. I think it was a bit of a mess up, but it was "Ya chavos fascistnesk." So I thought, right, I've got to get this audition, and because you're young, what was I, like 23 or something? You really have to go for it. You have no fear, like you youngsters. You know, I had no fear, and I got to the door. Yodai's looking at me. John Glenn has stood up to take me to the door. There were a couple of other people in there, maybe I think it was Debbie McWilliams who cast it, I'm not quite sure. And so I got to the door, thought, right, stop. And then I opened the door, turned back, and immediately went, "Ya vos fascist." Said some very bad Russian, and then sort of went like this, which was in the script, so to speak, and walked out. And I thought, I'm never going to get this, it's too camp. And literally the next day, they'd like you. I said, "Well, I'm not playing a Bond girl, am I?" No, I don't know what gave you that idea, like everybody had told me. And I was going to play this double agent or whatever. I don't quite know what I am, but I've got I've got what I am in my own brain, so that's all that matters. So yeah, I got that, and it was just tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
So good.
Just receiving the script from a Bond, that must be amazing. I mean, how much did they give you of it?
Well, you don't. No, and they don't actually give you a script. They give you pages, and it's funny. So when I got pages, that was okay, but you don't know what's happened before. You don't really know who you are because they give as little information as they can. Cut to me auditioning for something to do with, I think it might have been Disney, I'm not sure. You only get the pages, and then they superimpose your name on the script pages in case they ever get leaked. So they always know where the script has come from. So there's always been, security and secrecy about scripts. But yeah, I got it, and you just learn to live with what you've got and learn what you've got, and and get on with it that way.
Phenomenal.
So, but before that, you'd done the She Devil, and
yeah.
I mean, what did you sort of world change overnight after that when it first came out? Because it was a massive success, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was on BBC Two to begin with. Now, unlike today, there were maybe 3 or 4 channels back at that time, and BBC Two was still very highbrow. And when they saw just how well it was received, they chose to put it onto BBC One, and I think that's where it went out to the masses of people. And God, it was so well received. And what the BBC press office was saying was not just sort of highbrow. Across the country, people were ringing in and saying, "Oh my God, it's mad and it's amazing." And I went up to do a program called Open Air in Manchester, like a daytime show. And the engine driver of the train, you know, just sort of went, "Hey, she devil!" But you know, before you might not have thought that an engine driver would be susceptible to something allegedly highbrow. It wasn't, but that's the way it was thought of back 30 plus years ago. And I knew then it just a lot of people had seen it and were just very, they loved the story because it's the ultimate fairy tale, isn't it? Wronged wife gets revenge. So yeah, it was the ultimate fairy tale and it was such fun to do. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you. It's brilliant.
Because in that you have like 7 or 8 sort of alter egos, your characters that you're playing, you know, in that. Was that very liberating and just, was that what a fantastic experience to sort of create all these characters and looks and things?
Yeah, I think I was quite methody at that point. And because it was filmed out of sync, I could be playing one character one day and then another character the next day. And somewhere amongst my stuff, I still have what I call my procedure of emotions, where I was. So I could see what the scenes were going to be recorded tomorrow and know which pitch I had to go in at. Because it might have been that I'd closed the door and walked out, and maybe 2 months' time they were going to film me walking out of the door. So I had to know wherever I was. So that was extremely camp. So it went to about 8 sides of A4. It would tell me whether I was right-handed as a character or left-handed. What my character was, where my character was emotionally, what I'd been wearing, what had just happened. You know, really a lot of work that wasn't shown on camera. So I am very pissed off that I didn't get the BAFTA.
So was it a great ground sort of, let's say, sort of a great opportunity to work with such a sort of very extensive cast as well, you know, with some big names in that? Was that, you know, again, kind of, was that useful for other films?
If you know the way I am on Twitter, let's get this right, Christopher. They were lucky to be working with me. Okay? Okay. Listen, to work with lovely Patricia Hodge, to work with Miriam Margolyes, honest to God, my first big job was utterly amazing. And because I was so young, I didn't know that the show didn't rest on my shoulders, but I was a big part of the show. And I would just sail through, it's this scene, it's that scene, learn my words in 20 seconds before the scene was shot. I just couldn't have cared less because it was just a job. And, you know, if you put that job in front of me now, I would just say, no thanks, bye, no thank you. Because it would really scare me because you know the enormity of the task. I loved who I worked with, and particularly the crew as well. Because at the time, I was quite shy because I couldn't lose weight like Bobby De Niro did in Raging Bull. I had to stay the same weight, and they had to push me into corsets to make me look thin. So there was one particular scene in She-Devil where I think in a sauna or a spa where I have to be scud naked on top. Oh God, no! I was so embarrassed. Please, no, I don't want to do this. But you had to do it. Luckily, it wasn't moving, so I could just lay there in the pretend sun lamp. But the Mike Windsor, the DOP, I think had been a sports cameraman. And back in the day, BBC would just pick people out of the pool to do this show, to do that show. So they had tremendous talent. I think John Race, who was our lighting guy, I think he usually did Wimbledon, if I remember correctly. And here he was having to learn all about, you know, how to be in a sort of TV crew and what it took. But again, Mike was wonderful. He said, right, can we just turn away till Julie gets settled? So I get settled and I arrange these and do this and whatever. And just tell us when you want to turn back, Julie. and they were just so lovely to me. And yet that wasn't their filming a drama series wasn't their full-time job, So again, Liz Rowell, who did makeup, wonderful, and David Myers. Do you remember his name off what's it called, the Two Fat Bikers?
Oh yeah,
Thank you. He was the one that did my hairy moles.
Really?
He introduced blocking of hair into prosthetics, and that's how he started, David Myers. And we were so mean to him.
Oh, I have to tell my wife. She'd love this. This is brilliant.
Lovely, yeah. I met one of his cousins, I think, at a wedding several years ago, and I said, "Oh, please give him my love." He was. I mean, there was Liz Rowell. There was Judith. Lots of makeup, people when there was a lot of people on set, but the main three. And he was just so lovely, surrounded by all these women, and we were very mean, particularly Patricia, Miriam, and I. Particularly when two of them had to give me a body tan. When you do nude stuff, it's nice to have a bit of a looky-likey, even out of skin. And, when he had to do that on me once, we called him in, and they were just, let me just say, they were so mean. I'm not going to repeat what they did, but it was all about breath. Poor David. Poor David.
And so with those kind of, because obviously it was quite a big production and a long production with She-Devil, and working with lots of cast and crew. Was that a really useful experience going into obviously doing a Bond film, which again is this almost traveling circus of these crews and lots of people coming in and out?
I think my first, it was big. And how can I say this? I wasn't the biggest Bond fan. Because on TV we kept getting all that black and white Bond stuff. Was it black and white films or was it? I can't remember. And I never really got into them.
Yeah.
Funny enough, when I did my first one, I got into them. The Bond people arrange it so nicely that you get the part. Obviously, you just got to go away, learn your lines, and then you go. The first thing you arrive is when you go to Vienna. You try on your costume, and then you walk your costume on set. Okay. And I put my costume on, and I arrived on the lovely what's that herb with a viola? Mariam's. They were filming Mariam's viola bit, whatever, or cello bit. And when there was a break, I was pushed forward, and I suddenly went. I didn't quite know who Miriam was, and I saw John, and John came up to me, just the friendliest. Just the friendliest of people. And then you suddenly think, oh, this is full of people. This is just one shot looking at someone playing the cello. And you think, this is big. Because it's all Panavision cameras, but also She-Devil was done on video. So She-Devil on video, tiny little camera, bit flat, the screen, but you could go anywhere with it. Big Panavision, the lights, whatever. It was mind-blowing, but again, because Cubby, lovely Barbara, I think she was just starting about that time, are just so lovely that they don't put any pressure on you, to think you must do this or anything. Very, very friendly, and apparently that's what it is today as well. So fantastic.
It's just you've mentioned about John Glenn and how lovely he was. Regarding your performance, how much direction did he give you towards what you could do, or did he just give you free rein?
Do you know, I can't quite remember. I'd been taught on She-Devil. I've been taught on She-Devil by the lovely Philip Saville, who'd just done Boys from the Black Star before he did She-Devil. That if the director says nothing, don't ask for anything. You're doing it okay. Brilliant. If you're not doing it right, he or she will shoot over. And in fact, I was talking about this with a friend this morning. Some directions from directors can be, they'll walk up to you and they'll go,
the George Lucas School of Directing.
What the hell does that mean? What the hell is that? Anyway, I can't remember, but John Glenn has a lovely smile, and I think from what I remember, in fact, it was lovely because my first stuff was in Vienna. I didn't really realise, being methody, that they will pretend to have a working lock on a gate. So if you know that first bit, when I go, shh, we must get him in. When I try and unopen the lock, is it or lock the gate? I can't remember. Yeah. Oh God, it's so embarrassing. I went, oh, excuse me, this lock isn't working. And lovely Timothy, lovely Timothy went, doesn't need to, just pretending. Oh yeah, that's stuff.
Bit of acting.
Because my body was probably covering the lock, and they would put on the sound afterwards. But again, and that's the thing I do love about Timothy. He gives 100% whatever he does, but he's not a big-headed git. That's what I love about him as an actor. He's not a big-headed git, and I would suggest that maybe some people are. But what could I say, or what can I say?
Do you have any names to those suggestions?
Absolutely not.
Very wise.
Yeah, sorry.
Chris, you were watching Hawks recently, weren't you?
I was. I watched
amazing.
it very recently, and obviously in preparation for it had been flagged up, so it was not on my radar. It was not one that I'd heard of that Tim had obviously been in. But it's a very curious film, and yeah, it's a very broad kind of performance from Tim. And obviously it was great seeing you. You had quite a few scenes at the beginning, didn't you, with him in the hospital bed? Because obviously you played the nurse.
I cannot remember. Okay, I can't remember. I never go back and revisit work because you know what he's done, and I never even. I don't really look at rushes or. Some actors want to look at the screen and do what they can with their performance on a monitor. Is it for children, this? Can we swear?
No, so you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that. If I do my best and do what the director wants, I'm done. Goodbye, I'm out of here. Because it could be bloody cut. In fact, I'm not going to give his name, but I was cut out of a film, and the fucking actor-director didn't even tell me I was cut out.
Oh.
I have a voodoo doll hidden behind that curtain. That's really rude. That's really rude. Anyway, moving on.
But was it nice to sort of be reunited with Tim again? Obviously, because this was after. Was it his film after Living Daylights, wasn't it?
I did 3 films with him.
Ah, right.
I think it's called Fire, Ice and Diamonds. And I think it was made in Prague. I really can't remember. Sorry. God. And I was like the Spanish ambassador or something. Don't ask. Please don't ask. Anyway, I don't know why I got it, Hawks, but I did. Obviously, I was like flavour of the week. But I tell you who was in it, who I'd met in Living Daylights, was one of the best continuity I've ever worked with, was lovely June Randall. She's continuity, and I learned that, and she was quite small. You lived, I still live, not that I'm working anymore, but I would live in fear till I last worked in 2016 of continuity coming with their stopwatch, their clipper boards, pencil, and they come up and tell you things like, oh, hi, Julie, just to let you know, when you said this syllable, you've got to do the move right. That syllable, you do the move left. Put the spoon down on the 8th, and on the last beat, turn. Because it was done in the master, and I'm like, whoa! Yeah. So if you ever watch my work, you'll see me just do the loop. Don't give me props. I don't like props. I hate props. I loathe props. Don't give me props. Just let me act. So but that was June Randall again. So I don't know if she or Tim was anything to do with me getting that job. But again, I've been absolutely blessed. Absolutely blessed.
But Tim, just tell us about what it was like meeting Tim for the first
time. Because I'd known he's done some theatre work and some very different films from Living Daylight, Bond films. because my mum and dad were both in the business. He's just an actor, and that sounds mean, but
Yeah.
we're all pretending. We're getting paid lots of money to pretend. We all go poo-poo. We all have blood running through our veins. You know, he's just an actor. But I hope I am polite to people, except on my Twitter, of course. I hope I'm polite and respectful that, you know, I treat, on a film set, you know, some people are like, oh, they're the honey wagon drivers. I've heard that. It's the toilet drivers, honey wagon. And I'm like, no, you know, everybody's helping to make something. So just because they're not in front of the camera does not make them any. And I'm a bit socialist. Sorry, I'm a little bit Alexei Sale on that, Marxist, Trotskyist. Yeah, I loved him doing Casualty recently because I did Selling Hitler. I played his wife.
Yeah.
Christopher, have you done your homework?
On
You know,
Selling
Selling
Hitler?
Hitler?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know? Oh, he's a
I've done
anyway.
that.
Yeah, so I suppose meeting Timothy, he's very gentle. He doesn't talk shite. He kind of, I think he could appear standoffish because some people may say it's because he's in his role. He's doing a Daniel Day-Lewis. You know, he doesn't come out of character. And then, you know what? He's got the weight of his bloody shoulders on a film. So shut up and let him be quiet. And if he wanted to talk to me, I'd talk to him. But you've got to learn that when someone's the lead, they don't want to be hearing your jibber jabber. They literally want to be going over the lines, or do you want to run some lines, or just they sitting on their chair with a coffee or whatever. And it's, yes, they're the most important people, but it's just being respectful of their space, you know. So he was, and he's Welsh, of course. So I went up and said, Boroda, sydd heddiw, which is Welsh. And he just went, I don't speak Welsh. Again, you know, having worked with him 3 times now, he's lovely. I can't, you know, I can't fault him. He's a dream.
Was he helpful in terms of your, you know, acting and sort of watching him, observing him?
I think because no one knew what I was at that point. You know, I was just this woman that puts a man into her very big chest to take his mind off. You know, that it was a comedy turn. I'd suggest it was a comedy turn, but I think with any comedy, as long as you make it straight, like try not to go, this is funny, jazz hands, and which I hope I did, but it was funny anyway. And I got, I finished in drama school in 1983, and I got a card about 3 months later from my friend Hank in America. And he went, Julie, I was at drama school with him. Julie, I nearly pissed my pants. I think I was in it. So I thought, that's brilliant.
All right.
How funny that people can see me, you know. And they said, did you love it? And I went, of course I did. You know, 3 years out of drama school. No, 4 years out of drama school. And I'm in a Bond film. You can't get better. You can't get better. And I've been blessed.
I mean, just to compliment that, Julie. Whilst it was a very, very funny
Yes,
role,
I like compliments.
You are the best. Please. Whilst,
now tell your forelock.
Whilst it was a very funny role, it doesn't take you out of the tension of what's actually happening either. You know, that they're trying to help me out with the word here, lads.
The pilot.
The mechanic, the journey. Yeah,
journey. Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's it's a very difficult thing to do, because I think in Bond especially, which is the greatest franchise ever, there's many times when they put a comedy beat in there and it can clash. But here is just something that is just so complementary to what's going on. Yeah. So absolute super.
Yeah. Much as I'd like to take all the credit,
please do.
I can't. No, I can't, because that is down to John Glenn first and foremost. Then the editor working with John Glenn, and then the music. And if you, from what I can remember, if you watch it, I think the only one of the still moments for me, instead of put him in the pig, Val, do this, do that, is me doing that with the guy, whatever.
Yeah.
That was a still moment for me. The rest of the time I was taking my hat off, I was running down here, running down there, and it just shows you how, you know, if I suppose for me, it showed me how to do a film, just crack on and do it the way the director wants it. You don't need to stand out in a film because obviously we're telling a story, and though it was my only like a tiny scene, I still had to put it in this film. Or sorry, the editor and the director did. So it's all down to them. So when fair dues, John Glenn, the editor, gets a tick.
Yes. What about the guy who you have the scene with?
Yeah,
Peter Porteous, I think the actor was. Did you have some fun filming that? I bet you did.
And Emma Port.
Oh right, yeah.
Well, wherever that takes you back, there might be people whose fancy it doesn't take. I can assure you. He was lovely. Emma Porteous's husband. Emma Porteous did the costumes, and you know what? For all we talk about it, I'm like in many sex scenes. I know they've got, what is this person called now that that sorts it all out? What's it called? When they do a sex scene and they have like a director purely for the sexual element. Anyway, I was doing that long before I needed any direction, because I learned that very early on with the most delicious Tom Baker and Dennis Waterman, because sometimes directors are too embarrassed and they just say, "Oh, feel your way." No, you're not going to fucking touch me. You're not going to feel any of me. It will be choreographed. Okay, not choreographed, but it will be. And I think I learned that with one of the first sex scenes with Tom Baker. And oh my God, he was so good to have sex with on screen. Okay, on screen. Is it ebullient? What's the word where someone is just so full of joie de vivre? He was so full of life. Anyway, we're rehearsing She-Devil, and he says, "Well, yes, I'm a priest, and it's wonderful that I would be with you." And I go, "Whoa!" And then we were on this pretend bed at the North Acton Hilton, which is where we used to rehearse. And I said, and I said, "Yes, what would you do next?" And I could see Tom Baker going, I knew he wanted to do this. I'm going to put the camera so you can't see. I knew, you're not going to see. I knew he wanted to do this. Whoa! I thought, go for it. And so I said, "Do you want to do this?" So I got his hands and put his hands there, put my hands on his hands, and "Do you want to do this?" He went, "Yes." But again, I can see how women can get upset. But remember, I'm playing a character that would do anything. And if you read the She-Devil book, there are scenes where she becomes a succubus.
We're all innocent here.
Yeah.
No, Christopher's just giggling a little bit. You can tell him later. And she gets energy from being a succubus, and helps an old man in need in a shed. Don't ask. Read the book. And so, John's Googling now. He's Googling.
Just succubus into the Oxford Dictionary. Yeah, there we go. What was I saying? So I knew that she would do anything. And remember, yes, it's me, the actress, but I am pretending to be someone else. And it's not real. This isn't real sex. This isn't the way I have sex. If I ever have sex. Remember, I'm a mother of 2 children, 30 and 31, so I never have sex. If I have sex, this is, it's not. No, an intimate coordinator, an intimacy coordinator. I'm on that job. Anyway, and there was another time I had to do something with another very famous actor. I'm not going to give you his name. And he said to me, "Oh, we have to be straddling each other and all that kind of stuff." He said to me, "Oh, Julie, please, will you, when they shout cut, usually you get gowns on you and run away." And he said, please don't get off me." I went, "No, I won't get off you. Only if you keep your hands on my tits and lift them to my shoulders." And that's what he was. So we were very happy, but I can say there was no sex. It's not at all sexy, I can assure you. Anyone that says it is. But I thought, right, this is good. Tits up to my shoulder blades. Great. I looked so fucking good. God, I look good. And I'm covering his panini. So job done. But I know it can be really hard. But remember, we're only pretending. So yeah, with
Tom Baker. He was my favourite to have sex with. And then I was doing a scene with Dennis in She-Devil where we have very awful sex. So he gets his rocks off, and I have to lie there disheartened. And it was me that suggested, well, while Dennis is pounding, can my nightie ride up? And then instead of doing that post-coital cigarette, I literally lie there and just bring my nightie down over my bits to show just how awful it was, because I know he's screwing someone else. And obviously it might have come over my boobs, but it didn't matter because it was for the part, and yeah, it was wonderful. Plus, we had to know, the director, the cameraman wanted to know how many times before, oh God, this is awful, Dennis came. And so I said, okay, we'll go on 5. Oh! There is nothing sexual about doing sex on camera. Please, I'm going to assure you. It is not sexy. It is not, but it's a lot of fun. And you have to have fun. You have to have fun.
I think I know the answer.
Stop.
So when you did that scene in The Living Daylights where you sort of start, undressing and then pull the guy's head towards you, were you, given the fact that this was a big Bond production, but quite a, I don't know, not embarrassing scene, but, all eyes on you type thing, were you at all nervous or anxious about that?
Absolutely not. So going back to the question, that was sorry, I went off on a tangent then, as per usual, is Peter Porteous, his wife was there, and, I'm a big bird. I'm not necessarily, what's the word, beautiful. I've got an interesting look about me. So they didn't know what I was going to be like. But again, you're trusting of John Glenn and the first. You just trust your director. If I didn't trust the director, or if there'd been any dodginess, I wouldn't have done the movie. So it's a case of you just feel safe. And, even it took so long to get the hair to fall properly. Is it? Yeah, I took the hair falls and then I smother him. Is that right? I can't remember. But we had to do that about 10 times. And oh my God, and we had to pin the hair up lovely. I think Ray was my hairdresser there. And by the end of it, it was getting quite fun because I think all the cast and crew were going, please let it work. No more of this. But by the end of it, it was getting a bit boring. But again, we were in a time when, any touching was wrong. And I probably spent my time making sure that Peter wasn't embarrassed, because dear God, I'd have been embarrassed if I was him. So I said, okay, Peter, let's have a little look-see, and what do you think? And he went, oh yeah, and it was his idea to come up and go, but that's but he just felt able to, and it was really funny, but and it was only a couple of seconds at least, but it was funny. And I think some people forget their acting, so it was quite funny. He really was trying to escape, and what you do is I put my hands around his head and brought him into me, say, but he really wanted to get away, so he kept pushing to get away, and he was pushing my bloody kidneys into a table. So when I finished that thing, I went back to me ex-partner and went, well, have you got any pin? He went, yeah, you've been battered blue, because he was trying to get away, and that's okay because he's probably a bit methody. And it didn't matter, but it was funny, and that's all that mattered. I really do feel for him because his wife was there. Not that anything ever happened, but yeah, good fun. Good fun.
And so how long did you shoot for on Living Daylights?
Well, this is how stupid I am. I think it was about 10 days in Vienna. So we're in I think it was the Intercontinental. So I get me little Gideon's Bible out, push that to one side. And then I get my little map of Vienna, and where's the right map? What the fuck is Vienne? WEIN? Yeah, Vic. Remember, this is pre. Hold on, you're googling. This is pre bloody internet. Have they got the right map? What bloody hell's Vienne? What the Vienne? WIN. I marched downstairs, went to the matron or commissar, whatever, and went and said, excuse me, Matt, hello, English person, speaky loudy. You went, this is the Viennese word for Vienna. Looked at me and I went, thank you. But yeah, so it was 10 days out there. And in some old, sort of gasworks thing. And I did time out there and went into all the beautiful coffee shops and, the Viennese, tea cakes and all that kind of stuff. And then we were in Pinewood. And you know what? Oh my God, Pinewood. When you get a chance to go through those gates, I mean, oh, it's the best. It's absolutely the best. I've been so lucky because that was for Fifth Element as well. So yeah, just driving into Pinewood, even though my dad was in films, it still was that I was there now. It was like I was there. You sometimes still can't believe it, and when I meet people and sometimes people recognise my voice or can recognise my eyes, it's either the Bond or it's She-Devil. But sometimes it can be Last the Summer Wine for my scenes. Anyway, moving on. The cast and crew were lovely. Yeah, the cast and the crew were lovely. But yeah, so it's so recognisable. And again, I get a thrill every time. Someone says that, "Oh, weren't you in?" And I mean, but that's like 30 years ago. What an absolute profound effect. Maybe I terrorised people in whatever I've done. I don't know.
There's Bond fans all the time, aren't there? You interact with them now on Twitter. Could you say hello to one of them? We know he's called the Wizard of Ice. I don't know whether you've heard of him.
Oh my God! Right, Wizzy. Get his bloody. No, I'll only say hello if you give me his picture because he's fun. I think we've been married twice on Twitter. Hold on, is he amongst you?
No.
We don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Are you bloody sure?
Yeah. He's not an alter ego.
No.
Yeah.
It's not Chris.
No.
Not Chris. I haven't got the blue tick. How do you know it's me? It could be someone else.
Yeah.
Is it blue tick or green tick? Yeah, blue tick.
Blue,
I don't think I ever want it. I literally have fun and I bounce off people that have the same sense of humour. And Wizzy, and who's the other one? Oh, he's got a picture of Harry Hill.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he's very funny as well. So yeah, I think I've married Wiz and whatever a couple of times. But you know what? It's all just pretend. It's we're never going to meet. At least I hope not. When identifying from my office. Hold on, is it one of you lot?
No. He's from London.
Fucking hunt you down.
He's from
I'll
London.
give you she-devil eyes.
Yeah, we're Northerners.
We're up north.
Yeah.
Northern bastards.
Yeah.
I read this. Now hold on now. So right. I'm confused now. I want to know who is Wiz? Who is he?
We only know him as Wizard of Ice on Twitter. He's just a Bond fan, and because you all get drawn into the same sort of conversations and stuff.
About me. Yeah, about me. Now hold on a minute. So why haven't I seen him talking about? Is it a private message he's been giving you?
No.
Christopher, you're looking very sulky down the far right. I don't know half these people. Some of them I do. So, okay, Wizzy Wiz. I love Wizzy Wiz. We have been married twice and divorced.
Oh.
I think in Twitter, but that's all right. I like a bit of fun. Yeah, Christopher's being too quiet. I'm going to blank Christopher. I'm putting a post-it note up. Anyway. I just love people with my sense of humour because it's bonkers. It's bonkers, my sense of humour.
We love it.
Brilliant.
You've done loads of comedy as well, haven't you? You've done stuff with Friends Disorders as well.
That was very early on. They thought they wanted Julie Walters, but they got Julie T. Wallace, and that was great fun. But probably one of my most I did Cataract. Cataract?
Oh, yeah, the reason.
Cataract? No, I've got cataracts. Yeah. I got Cataract. Yeah. with oh my God, the whole lot. Vic and Reece Shearsmith.
Yeah, he plays his mum.
In fact, someone on Twitter said you should be on number 9.
Yes.
This is for you.
Yeah, it is.
This is for you, Reece Shearsmith. I gave you a bloody lift from Cataract in Eastbourne up to bloody Victoria so you could get a bloody tube up to your young family. And I said I wanted something back. What, 20 years later? Have I fuck? Anyway.
Not one to hold a grudge, but yeah.
So
you would be great on that.
That was brilliant. Yeah, that was really, really good fun, and a lovely Bob Mortimer as well. And so I mean, I just love the comics that are around, or comic actors, but like the lovely Anna from Motherland, Anna who was in Blue Line.
Yeah.
Good God, she's good. I mean, she's doing that comedy, and then she's doing Thin Blue Line. I mean, please, they're bloody good actors at the moment. Yeah.
Wow,
yes, I like comedy. I love comedy. Yeah.
You also mentioned Thomas Wheatley was a bloody good actor on
on
Twitter, and I've got to ask about him because for me he's one of the show stealers of the whole of Living Daylights.
Sorry, just one of the. Sorry, can we just edit this fucking bit, the bastards? Can we just edit that bit about Thomas? Okay. No, he was below me.
Yeah,
I was the best.
I said one of.
Yeah.
No, not even one of. He was below me. He was below me. Okay? Fucking hell. I tell you why we had such fun. We had to go to, I think it was, what's that place? Oh, God. The Rooftop Gardens Hotel Kensington for the pre-publicity. So there was Andreas, lovely Thomas, and the press is phenomenal. I don't know what it's like now, but it's phenomenal when you do a Bond. So that was lovely, and I don't think we worked. I think we met in Vienna, but then it was that really brought us close. Was waiting for Princess Diana and Prince Charles, to come along the row and speak to us. And I was wearing gloves, and he said, "No, you can't wear gloves. You can't shake the hands of royals with gloves on." Oh, and I was told we had to. You can't. So I took them off. Then he came back and he went, "I just heard different. You have to wear gloves."
Brilliant.
So literally, by the time Charles came to me and said, "What did you do in the film?" And took myself up to my full height. It was. I really couldn't care less. I went, no, I was acting in it, sir, or whatever I said. Yeah. But yeah. So Thomas is lovely, and I have his address now, and I will be in contact with him, and I will tell him to watch this because John wanted to say something nice about him, but I wouldn't let him.
Oh no. We'd love to speak to him. He's a very underrated actor, I think. Very underrated.
Yeah, he's wonderful. Well, I'm putting it in my notes now. I will get them onto you. I will get Thomas, hopefully, if he wants to speak to you. Probably after he's watched this and I put him in his place.
You also had a year at the Dutch actor Jeroen Krabbe in your scene. What was he like?
He again he's like a major star.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know his work because we didn't have Tinterweb, did we? Right? We did not have Tinterweb. We had probably Equity and Spotlight. You could list what films you'd done, but he was just a lovely man, a lovely man, and I think they were quite mean because at some point they actually forgot to get him out of his coffin, and he actually did thunder on the side. And maybe they wanted to do that for the documentary, I don't know. But yeah, he was lovely. With his hair swept back. This was terrible. How can you leave me in there? So yeah, it was lovely. He's very, very nice. They all were. They're all lovely. Andreas is, well, he was to die for. He's such a good-looking man, and but he's got a wicked sense of humour.
We've had an interview with him, and he's such a
yes,
yeah.
Lovely man.
He's lovely man.
Yeah, very good looking.
Yeah, he's good as me, love.
Yeah. And you mentioned, we have to mention again, Selling Hitler. You worked with another couple of Bond people in that. I don't know how well you can remember them. Alison Doody and Jonathan Pryce, who've both been in Bond films. Well,
yeah, I don't think I worked much with Jonathan Pryce. I've seen him around on the set and everything. But Alison Doody, isn't she beautiful? Well, bloody hell, drop dead gorgeous.
Dear.
Hello. Yeah, like me.
She's She's
gorgeous.
one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Below me. Below me.
Below you.
Below me. God, where the hell do you get them, Tom? Honest to God. You're not going to get a very good rating off me, ladies. I mean it. You're not going to get a good rating off me. I want to get bloody Wiz's number.
Yeah.
I want to know the name now.
You should have been on this, shouldn't you?
I'm
Just so we
worried.
can
Is
see
it
what he looks
Christopher?
like.
Go on. Say, go on.
Oh,
Go on. What were you going to say, John? Sorry.
say, John.
Oh no, I was just talking about
Interrupted.
Wiz. If you want to talk about how beautiful Alice and Doody is, I'm more than happy to listen. And that's fine.
Yeah, but this is if it's about me though, so we'll just cut the Alison Doody stuff there. I'll tell you who I work with. Another girl. There are such beautiful people out there. She's on. Oh my God, it's terrible. I forget her name. She's on Casualty at the moment. I did a film with her called Lighthouse. She's the beautiful Scottish nurse at the moment whose husband's gay in it. Do you watch Casualty?
No.
Oh my
Sorry.
God almighty! That's where everybody starts before they get a Bond film, anyway, or the bill, which I never got. I didn't. But anyway, so you see some of these people and you think, like, Alison did beautiful, and then there's this other lady. So yeah, so I do admire beauty, absolutely, and she is beautiful.
Just in terms of the Dalton films, like, are they? Would you say they're your favourite Bond films? Because you said you didn't really grow up with them and you weren't that bothered about them. But 30 years on, do you think they really are now, looking back at them, some of the best Bond films?
To be honest, the old ones are best left in that period of being old, like myself. And what I do love is I simply adore Craig.
Oh, right, okay.
Because, yeah, listen, he could be so nasty, and that's what Bond has to be. So probably it's the one of the hour. Pierce Brosnan, good. I always thought that Roger Moore was very good, but slightly camp for me. Yeah, but lovely. I know his daughter. Hello, Deborah. But yeah, I just thought, but that's okay. And oh God, I will not be mean by saying this. If you're bald, don't wear a syrup. And I felt Sean Connery did a bit of that. Did he wear a syrup in Bond?
I think in all of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Syrup of figs, wigs. You
Yeah,
northern
yeah.
bastards.
Oh, I know. I understand what you're talking about. I wore them in every single one of his films. I think even in Dr. No, he had a little piece.
Just don't. He should have gone. What is it? Shaven head or something. He should have done that because I don't know. Listen, I've worn wigs in films. Yeah, I just think Craig is, for me at the moment. Craig, is the best. He's doing another one. It was out in November or something, October. I'm not sure when.
October.
I'm not sure when. Anyway, yeah, he's. They're going to get more ruthless. Each Bond has to get more ruthless as time goes by, because this whole world, with what's going on across the world, is getting more ruthless. So at the moment, I do love Craig.
But we also love Timothy.
Well, yeah, because he was my Bond.
Exactly.
He is mine, not anybody else's. He's mine. And having done 3 films, because everyone says, "Oh, what's he like? Is he a snob? Is he a method actor? Oh, he looks horrible. Don't like him." And I sometimes, if I don't particularly like the person, I'll go, "Okay, so you have these assumptions. When did you meet him?" And it was what I've read. Well, don't read that shit. Try and go with the person. And all I know is my interactions with him were absolutely lovely. I do think he's shy, though. It's going to sound a bit mad. A lot of actors are shy, and we cover it up by being funny and whatever. But I do think Timothy's quite shy, and that's maybe set him apart a little bit. And I think the press are quite angry that he hasn't spoken out and done his, what I did and who I slept with and who I whatever. But that's okay. Mystique is nice. Yeah. Mystique is nice.
You don't have his address, do you?
Yeah.
like Timbo, they're after you, love. Move house.
Add him
No,
to
no.
the Zoom here, yeah. That'd be good.
Oh
If
God!
you,
Could you imagine it?
if you,
Yeah, could you? I think. Well, yeah. I mean, he's the sort of guy that would do it for charity. He would just do it and say, "Yeah, I'll give you an audience," but that's probably what he would do, not for himself, but for charity. For charity.
Well,
if you ever get his number and he's up for doing an interview for charity, we'll get you with his address for charity.
Yeah. That'll be £1 million.
yeah, you get your agent's fee. Yeah.
Okay, you give me Wiz's number or give me his name.
Oh, right,
I want his
yeah.
name. Listen, what does he do on Twitter? I mean, sorry, has he got a straight job?
Well, I assume so. I don't know.
Wizard?
The Wizard,
We
yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. I know he supports Liverpool.
Wiz.
He supports Liverpool.
We saw him in that quiz once, didn't we?
Yeah. I have seen what he looks like, but I don't know. His
Oh,
name.
Christopher Goldie. Christopher Goldie, you are so bloody looking straight ahead. John Kelly's wetting his pants. Matt and Tom Pickup are kicking off. Is it you?
No.
How many Twitters do you
I just got
How many
one.
Twitters do you run?
I just got the one. I was just thinking. I just felt sad that you're following him and not me.
Oh,
Oh.
there you go.
Ooh. You know what I like? I mean, I said to myself, right, when you get 1,000 followers, just stop Twitter. Like, don't let any more in. But the more it's got, I do pick up people that don't have many followers because I just like I like something that attracts me to them, and I don't want to go with people have so many followers. But yeah, I am blessed. And I don't know if you saw the other week we were talking about Shoe Devil. I think was it Shoe Devil? Yeah, and lovely Frank Cottrell voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello. That's why I'm on Twitter, please.
Yeah.
To get a thumbs up from him. I can die happy. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable who you meet on Twitter. But yeah, so I'm very happy. But no, Wiz does make me laugh. I think he's got my sense of humour. But it could be a bloody woman. Who knows? Who cares?
Would that be a bad thing?
No. That could be anybody. Listen, I've already married him. There's a girl called Shayla who I adore. I think she's in Canada.
Yeah,
she
brilliant.
loves me. I love her.
Yeah.
Listen, it's all comers, mate. As far as I'm concerned, it's all comers. I just don't make any difference to whoever it is. If I can have fun with you, I'll have fun with you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Julie, so much.
Okay.
We've absolutely loved you.
So good, thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been an absolute insight. Slightly different, perhaps, than we expected. Yes.
But we love a tangent. We love a tangent. So.
Well, I am fucking. That's my Julie Tangent Wallace. That marvelous actress. Fucking tangent, mate. That's me. But yeah, I've got so many stories. Maybe I should go out on one of those an afternoon with or an evening performance with.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Yeah.
I am joking, Christopher. I am joking.
Well, if like De Niro and Pacino can do it, why
Maybe,
not?
yeah. Now I like this more.
Yeah.
Al Pacino, Bobby De Niro,
Yeah.
Julie T. Wallace. That's it. Thank you.
3 of the best actors in their generation.
Thank you. I am the best of everything. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I will see you on Twitter, ladies.
Really, double